Do you know the importance of keeping your mouth shut? Do you have any idea how many people have ruined their own lives, their futures, the opportunities they had, or even their dreams simply because they didn't know when to stay silent? Some people get overly excited when they are happy, revealing all their plans, sharing every detail of their lives, and later, when things don't work out, they wonder why it all went wrong. Others lose their temper in moments of anger and frustration and end up saying things they shouldn't. The key to changing this is learning to keep your mouth shut. Zeno of Citium, the founder of Stoicism, said that we have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. We should listen twice as much as we speak. And in today's video, we'll explore the practices that will help you grow in silence. But before we dive in, I need to tell you, this video reached you because someone before you subscribed to our channel liked the video and left a comment. So do the same and keep the chain going. Learn to keep quiet. From the moment we are born, we are encouraged to express ourselves, and our first words are celebrated by our parents or caregivers. However, we rarely learn that silence is also a powerful form of communication. Staying silent can reveal a lot about you, your intentions, and your personality, demonstrating respect for others and the environment. This can attract more attention than speaking endlessly or trying to convince someone who doesn't want to listen. When you talk too much, especially without purpose or clarity, you weaken your influence. Instead of projecting authority and expertise, you achieve the opposite effect, causing others to respect you less and undervalue you. When you replace the urge to speak with the desire to listen, you unlock the key to personal growth. In our social interactions, we can apply the Stoic virtues of temperance and wisdom to improve and minimize many of our relationship problems. Consider the case of Carlos and Alex, both salespeople with different approaches. One talks non-stop, while the other prefers to listen more. When a customer enters the store, Carlos rushes to serve them and immediately offers discounts that the customer didn't even ask for. As a result, Carlos earns less commission. Often, the customer was already ready to buy and didn't even want a discount, but Carlos talks so much that he ends up making the customer walk away. Alex, on the other hand, knows how to sell more and earn more. He also serves customers quickly, but he does it differently. He listens more and speaks at the right moment. Alex asks smart questions to find out what the customer really needs. This way, he can sell exactly what the customer wants and close more deals. As a salesperson, the secret is to talk less and listen more to what the customer wants. Listening more than speaking not only benefits sales, but can also be applied to other aspects of our lives. Here's a simple exercise for you to reflect on today. Think of 3 things you lost in life because you didn't keep your mouth shut. Situations where you could have stayed quiet but couldn't hold back. Just as someone develops the habit of talking too much and becoming a compulsive talker, they can also develop the habit of learning to listen. How? By speaking less. Stoicism teaches us self-development and mental training so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. For this to happen, you need to realize that the more you talk, the weaker you become. The more you listen, the stronger you get. For example, if Carlos practiced temperance, he wouldn't rush to offer discounts immediately. He would learn to wait a little, see what the customer really wants before speaking. Temperance is like having a remote control for our reactions. It tells us not to overdo things, not to talk too much or act on impulse. And wisdom is like having a map that shows us the best path to take. It helps us understand when and how to act or speak. Alex is already on this path. He listens to the customer, asks smart questions, and only then offers what the customer needs. He uses wisdom to understand the right moment to speak. A practical exercise we can do to help us speak less, develop temperance, and gain wisdom is anchoring. Anchoring is a powerful technique for creating and strengthening mental associations between external stimuli and internal responses. For example, if someone is afraid of cockroaches, just hearing the word cockroach can make them feel terrified and anxious. This happens because they've created a mental link between the word and a feeling of horror. The same applies to positive things. Think about chocolate. For instance, if you like it, your mouth might have watered just now. This technique can help us create mental associations that encourage silence. Start by choosing an anchor. It could be a physical object like a wristband or setting your phone's wallpaper to say speak less. Every time you pick up your phone or look at your wristband, you reinforce the connection between the anchor and a sense of silence. This way, You train your brain to associate that stimulus with a state of calm and quiet. Repeat this several times to get used to it. Then, when you're in a conversation and feel the urge to talk too much, use your reminder. It will help you pause, take a breath, and choose to listen instead of speaking. Remembering that silence is a powerful form of communication can transform the way you interact with others. In addition to improving your listening skills, you may find that by speaking less, your words carry more weight and impact when you do choose to use them. You'll be surprised at how much more you can learn and truly connect with others just by listening more. Always remember this. Silence is your first language. Master it. Don't share your plans. Sit down. Let me tell you about my project. Mate, I'm almost decided to start this and that. It's not 100% confirmed yet, but I'll share it with you. Sharing your dreams and plans before making them a reality might seem like a way to seek support and motivation, but it often backfires. Psychologists have discovered that people who love talking about their plans before taking action are usually the ones who accomplish the least. Those who announce their plans to start a business, change habits, write a book, or get a new job often remain stuck in the same place for a long time without making any real progress. This happens because when we talk about our goals, our brain releases a satisfaction hormone, making us feel almost as good as if we had already achieved them. This can lower your motivation to take real action and make things happen. If you truly want to achieve your goals, keep them to yourself and focus on taking the first step to make them a reality. Moreover, Marcus Aurelius, one of the most famous Roman emperors and a Stoic philosopher, warned us that when we trust someone without first knowing if they are worthy of trust, the mistake of naivety is ours. Sometimes, when we share our plans, people, whether consciously or unconsciously, can sabotage us. They might criticize or discourage our ideas, underestimate our abilities, or even cruelly point out all our flaws. This often leads us to doubt ourselves, and we easily replace our plans and projects with the negative opinions of others. Understand this. It is impossible to grow anywhere in the world without being hated by those who remain stagnant. When you stay silent, people have no idea what your next moves are, and no one can sabotage what they don't know exists. Seneca, statesman and Stoic philosopher, wrote in his letters on friendship about the importance of carefully choosing whom to trust with our dreams. A true friend, he said, is someone who sincerely supports your success and with whom you can share your plans without fear. However, not everyone, even those closest to us, is like this. That's why it's crucial not to fall into the trap of naivety and to learn how to evaluate the character of those who are truly trustworthy. It's wonderful to share when something good happens to us or when we achieve a dream, but it's necessary to understand who and when you can share it with. Your victories will speak for themselves once they are achieved. Then, everyone will know. So, choose to share your dreams only with those who genuinely support and encourage you to go further. Keep your opinion to yourself. Stoicism offers a valuable perspective, teaching us to expand our vision beyond our own viewpoints and consider life from different angles. One of Stoicism's most liberating lessons is the ability to choose not to express our opinion, shielding ourselves from the tyranny of response. We are often pressured to give our opinion on trending internet topics, with questions like, who do you think will win Big Brother this year? What do you think about the celebrity's body at the carnival? What's your take on the biggest issue of the week? Stoicism teaches us a powerful alternative, silence, or the conscious choice not to form an opinion on such matters. As Emperor Marcus Aurelius reminds us in Meditations, every minute spent worrying about others' lives is a minute less devoted to our own life and moral development. This philosophy applies not only to superficial discussions, but also to interactions within our closest circles. Every time you give an unsolicited opinion about your sibling's life, every time you comment on the color of your neighbor's new car, believing they should have chosen a different one, every time you critique how your nephew is being raised, every time we voice opinions on other people's choices, we are inserting ourselves into situations that are beyond our control and not ours to resolve. Learn to master it. Don't share your plans. Hey, sit down. Let me tell you about my project. Mate, I'm almost decided on starting this and that. It's not 100% confirmed yet, but I'll share it with you. Sharing your dreams and plans before they become reality might seem like a way to seek support and motivation, but it often backfires. Psychologists have discovered that people who talk a lot about their plans before taking action are often the ones who accomplish the least. Those who announce their plans to start a business, change their habits, write a book, or get a new job often remain stuck for a long time without making progress. That's because when we talk about our goals, our brain releases a satisfaction hormone, making us feel as if we've already accomplished them. This can reduce your motivation to actually take action and make things happen. If you want to achieve your goals, keep them to yourself and focus on taking the first step towards making them a reality. Furthermore, Marcus Aurelius, one of Rome's most famous emperors and a Stoic philosopher, warned us that trusting someone without first knowing if they are worthy of that trust is our own mistake. Sometimes, when we share our plans, people may unconsciously sabotage us. They might criticize or discourage our ideas, underestimate our abilities, or even cruelly point out all our flaws. This often leads us to doubt ourselves and, all too easily, we replace our plans with other people's negative opinions. Understand that you cannot grow in any part of the world without being disliked by those who remain stagnant. When you keep quiet, people don't know what your next steps are, and no one can sabotage what they don't know exists. Seneca, a statesman and Stoic philosopher, wrote in his letters about friendship that we must carefully choose whom we trust with our dreams. A true friend, he said, is someone who sincerely wants your success and with whom you can share your plans without fear. However, not everyone, sometimes even those closest to us, can be trusted in this way. That's why it's crucial not to be naive and to learn how to assess who is truly worthy of your trust. It's wonderful to share good news when something great happens or when we achieve a dream, but we must understand whom and when it is appropriate to share. Your victories will speak for themselves when they are achieved, and then everyone will know. So, choose to share your dreams only with those who genuinely support and encourage you to go further. Keep your opinion to yourself. Stoicism offers a valuable perspective, teaching us to expand our vision beyond our personal views and to consider life from different angles. One of the most liberating lessons of Stoicism is the ability to choose not to express our opinion, to shield ourselves from the tyranny of response. We are constantly pressured to give our opinions on internet debates. Who do you think will win Big Brother this year? What do you think about that celebrity's body at the carnival? What's your take on the most talked about issue this week? But Stoicism teaches us a powerful alternative: silence or the conscious choice not to form an opinion on these matters. As Marcus Aurelius reminds us in Meditations, every minute spent minding other people's business is a minute less devoted to our own life and moral development. This philosophy applies not only to superficial discussions, but also to interactions with our closest circle. For example, every time you give an unsolicited opinion about your sibling's life, about the car your neighbor bought, and how you think they should have picked another color, about how your nephew is being raised. Each time you comment on someone else's decisions, you are involving yourself in something that is not under your control. Stoicism encourages us to focus on our own lives, suggesting that if we have extra time and energy, we should use it to help others rather than harshly judge them. This approach not only helps us cultivate a richer and more peaceful inner life, but also teaches us to value positive action over empty criticism, fostering a supportive and growth-oriented environment. When we realize that we can control our opinions, we understand that we can control what we say. Practice the skill of not forming an opinion on certain situations, and embrace the freedom that comes with not having to comment on everything happening around you or being disturbed by those events. As Marcus Aurelius confirms, we have the power to have no opinion on something and not let our soul be troubled, because things do not have the natural power to shape our judgments. Set boundaries with intrusive people. Intrusive people rarely ask whether we want or need their opinions. They just give them. They often speak whatever comes to mind without much thought or reflection, and when confronted, they justify their behavior by claiming to be honest and straightforward. Victor Hugo, the French poet and novelist, once wrote, "Know that frankness is not saying everything you think, but thinking everything you say." Honesty and frankness have nothing to do with disrespect. That's why it's crucial to set clear boundaries in our relationships. People who speak without thinking often end up saying the wrong thing, to the wrong person, at the wrong time and place, and, most importantly, about the wrong subject. Expecting others to recognize and respect your personal boundaries without you clearly communicating them is often a long and futile wait. It's up to you to establish these limits in a polite and respectful way. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic philosophers, offered wise advice that applies perfectly to situations like this. When speaking to a student struggling with his brother's behavior, he advised, "Everything has two handles, one by which you can handle it and one by which you cannot." This means that while we cannot control others' behavior, we can choose how we respond to it. You don't owe anyone an explanation. Silence carries a wisdom so deep that, at times, it becomes the best response. Sometimes we feel the need to explain ourselves, whether to seek acceptance, to please others, or to build connections. But many problems in our lives actually arise because we don't keep our mouths shut. For instance, Vanessa had been struggling with debt and financial problems. She dedicated herself to learning about financial education, paid off her debts, organized her finances, and even started investing. After a successful month, she shared with her colleagues that she was finally financially stable and debt-free. From that moment, things started to change. She noticed she was being excluded from new projects. Her colleagues assumed she was financially secure and started directing work opportunities meant for her to someone else. By talking too much, Vanessa lost multiple work opportunities, which ultimately affected her newly gained financial stability. Master your emotions. There's a lesser-known story about Plato. In a situation that made him extremely angry, he realized he was too emotional to handle the issue fairly. So, he asked his servant to take care of it. Even a great philosopher like Plato knew the importance of controlling emotions to make the right decisions. If you don't control your silence, you'll be a slave to your words. Some people, when happy, talk too much and reveal plans that should be kept private until they actually happen. Others, when angry, say things that hurt. Understand this. A word spoken cannot be taken back. Sometimes, the wounds caused by words are enormous. The size of the difficulty in practicing silence is equal to the size of the benefits it brings to our lives. I've lost many things in life simply because I didn't know how to keep quiet. I hope that this video and Stoic wisdom bring this practice into your life. If you've made it this far, comment gratitude. Now, to discover how to overcome 4 of life's toughest challenges, watch the video on your left. Thank you for watching.